I still remember it very clearly, and I'm afraid it can happen again.
There were 6 million living, breathing human beings whose lives were exterminated for no other reason but that they were Jews.
It is no different today than it was in 1938 when the countries of the world and the people of the world simply disregarded what was said and what was done, believing that what was said and what was done was not going to happen.
Evil happens in the world when good people see things that are irregular and wrong and do nothing.
And that is the silence of the world, the indifference of the world, that allowed this terrible evil to prevail.
Come on, Cookie. Come on, little one.
Cookie, the little penguin, has become the internet's latest star, and this is why. A tickle caught on camera.
I finally got that on tape. Very good, Cooks.
The voice you're hearing is Patricia Sund, a South Florida woman who loves birds and writes about them for the magazine Bird Talk. In 2009, she visited Cookie at the Cincinnati Zoo as research for a book. She's not sure why the online attention has exploded now, more than a year later.
It just went poof, and there was Cookie all over the place. He's happy, he's excited, he's flapping, he's walking around, he's checking things out.
It's almost like every second you're getting thousands of views.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It wasn't the first time Cookie put on a show. Take a look at this never-before-seen video of Cookie taking a dip in a pool. Patricia says Cookie has an important job at the zoo.
Animals in the zoo are ambassadors for their species.
Cookie is small, but he's 7 years old and has a condition called bumblefoot. That's why he's wearing a bandage on his foot in the video. Patricia calls it a sock.
He hasn't had to have bandages or his socks for over a year now, so Cookie's doing really, really well.
Patricia hopes a little happy penguin inspires a new generation of animal lovers.
To me, the most important word in the English language is persevering. If you don't quit when everybody else quits, and if you get up early when everybody else sleeps, and if you stay up late when they go to bed, you're going to end up successful.
A cowboy work ethic, sweet sounds from a fiddle, and what patrons say are some of the best steaks around create the weekend symphony at Sacred Spur Ranch. Always a crowded house, ranch and restaurant founder Bob Miller makes sure patrons don't leave hungry. All steak dinners on the menu, never under 18 ounces. Also plenty of yard bird smoked in a sangria and spice concoction. Cowboy-sized pork chops, too. 1.5 pounds of pork, butterflied, center cut, and smoked all day long.
But we actually had a guy come in here who weighed about 300 pounds and had arms look like Hulk Hogan, and he ate 3 of them, so that's 4.5 pounds of pork. So there was 2 things that surprised me, that he could eat it, and the other thing that he paid for it, and I was certainly glad because I couldn't whip him, I know that.
Miller and his whole posse ooze cowboy, from grilled steaks over real oak and a touch of sassafras. Taters, too.
We have what they call 40-count potatoes, which is 1.25 pounds potato, and they're smoked, they're not baked.
And always plenty of picking, grinning, and singing. All the aromas, sights, sounds, and experience room. what Miller and company put on each weekend like a comfortable old pair of cowboy boots.
And if you're in a hurry, you probably passed by McDonald's. You should have stopped in there, got you something to eat, because that ain't what we're about here.
Patrons get the full meal deal here, a plate full of beef, chicken, or pork. All the salad, beans, and bread they can hold, too.
Yeah, if you're going to be a bear, you might as well be a grizzly out here. There ain't no reason not to.
My hat's off to you.
The whole cowboy experience, one host Leon Fothery hopes will continue out under an East Texas moon soon.
We have our own rodeo arena, but we've got to do some additions to it to where we can have full-fledged rodeos. But we intend to show people what the real cowboy life is like.
Rodeo or no, customers we spoke with couldn't say enough about their experience.
Food is great.
I've never had better. It's wonderful.
It's great. It's awesome.
Pretty good. I think I'm gonna eat it all.
It's probably some of the moistest chicken I've ever eaten in my life, so real good.
Yeah, it's our first time to be here, so it was worth the drive.
Sacred Spur visitors even can rent the ranch's Green Frog Dance Hall for a get-together. A cowboy saloon complete with an authentic Wells Fargo 10-gauge over the bar. And a 1940s shuffleboard ready for a game, or two, or three. Lucky shot. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, or grill, I asked Bob about all the patron praise and his newfound popularity for his old cowboy ways.
So if you just stay pretty much ignorant and look the same, people will come back around to liking you about, if you live long enough, 3 or 4 times in your life.
To get to the Sacred Spur Ranch, take Gilmer Road north from Longview's Loop 281, then left on Farm to Market Road 1844. 3.2 miles to Turkey Road. Left on Turkey, and you're there. It's better to call for reservations. The ranch number 903-295-4364. And if you need to know more on the ranch and location, just go to our website. In East Mountain, Bob Brackeen, KETKNBC.com.
Behind secure gates at Miami-Dade's animal shelter, we get our first real look at the victims of the disease that has caused chaos here.
This dog's already been diagnosed with distemper. The chances of the mother and the puppies making it out of here or anywhere else are slim to none.
Distemper is a canine disease that could mimic the human flu. In some cases, it is deadly. Officials say there is a distemper outbreak at this shelter. It needs to be cleaned out. While many small dogs have been adopted, bigger ones are still here. This pit bull needs someone from another county to adopt it.
Any other county but Miami-Dade County. They're illegal here.
And there's another problem. Now some people have returned coughing dogs, like this Rottweiler. These are dogs that have already been adopted.
They have been adopted, and now because they have shown symptoms of kennel cough, they're coming back to the shelter and being returned. And if nobody else takes them, like we're taking a Chihuahua right now, they're going to be put down.
But there are happy stories. Hundreds of dogs and puppies here have been adopted. Rescue organizations have taken dozens of dogs at a time to save them from euthanasia.
You have to have time to get them adopted.
Lisette Alvarez Chirino is a famous Latin singer, but she also runs Fur Angels Rescue. This dog was about to be put down before Lisette stepped in and took her home. Days later, the dog gave birth to 11 puppies. Now, these puppies need foster homes.
If people can just give their home for a week, for 2 weeks or a month to get them adopted, it would help tremendously.
And so rescue organizations like Fur Angels need your help tonight. If you can adopt a dog or even just foster one, head over to cbsmiami.com. We'll have all the information right there. We're in Miami. I'm Gio Benitez, CBS 4 News.